we notice ourselves. We just sit and relax and notice ourselves. We notice our bodies. We notice our bodies in their entirety. We're aware of our breathing. We become increasingly aware of our breathing. There's nothing right or wrong, we just notice it. We notice the feelings we have in our backs, or any place in the body. If there's any place that is drawing our attention, we just notice that. And we notice ourselves as the observer. And when we do that, we might have a feeling of reverence, for we are basically divine. And we have reverence for ourselves. We're aware of our own divinity. We take a fresh new look at ourselves, and we're aware of the divinity again. We have a sense of reverence for ourselves. We just allow this sense of reverence to increase. And more, we have increasing reverence. We are aware of our own divinity. We just allow that to happen. This increased sense of reverence for ourselves. And we can take a new look at ourselves and get more reverence. We are aware of our own divinity. And let's notice ourselves as the observer. And as the observer, we have reverence for ourselves as the observer. We notice our own divinity. This is something we can do throughout the day, and we can do at any time. We're just aware of our own divinity. We can do this more and more. We do this on an increasing basis. We notice our own divinity, and we have this feeling of reverence for ourselves. This increasing sense of divinity. We might come back to the breath. We notice our own breath. We have a feeling of reverence for ourselves and for our breath. We see the breath as part of a divine energy, or a divine energy. It's flowing throughout the body. We just become aware of this breath. We have a sense of awe, sense of reverence for the breath and for ourselves. And we let this increase more and more and more. This increasing sense of reverence. we observe ourselves. We take a brand new look at ourselves. And as the observer, we give ourselves, the observer, reverence. We feel the divinity that we have for ourselves. And more, we just let that feeling of reverence increase. And as we feel more reverence for ourselves, we notice the divinity in others also. So let's just notice our own divinity. Notice ourselves and have that feeling of reverence towards ourselves. And more. And we just let that increase. We maintain that feeling of reverence that we have for ourselves. And more. And more. And we look at something in the environment. And then we look at that with a feeling of reverence. We recognize what we're looking at as something divine. Newly, we notice something in the environment. And we look at that with a feeling of reverence. A feeling that what we're looking at is truly divine. We notice something else in the environment. And as we notice that, we have a feeling of reverence. We recognize divinity. We recognize the divinity in what we're seeing. We have that feeling of reverence for what we're seeing. And look at even a larger area, there's multiple objects in the room, or wherever you're sitting in your environment. Just look at those with a feeling of reverence. We notice the divinity in everything about us. Everything around has a divinity. And we can do that constantly. We can be aware of the divinity of everything around us.